Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Tactical analyst here, bringing you analysis from footballing world all around the globe, and let's get straight into business, shall we? Some of the key moments and key results we're gonna go over through on the Premier League week that we had yesterday and today combined. And of course, the big story dropping out from yesterday is Manchester City slipping in. Sorry, I got my light kind of messed up over here. Anyways, Manchester City slipping against Newcastle, and them dropping points, 3 points in fact, and they lost the game against Newcastle, and it was no blip. It was no blip, you guys. Newcastle United were excellent. Not particularly on the first half, but on the second half, they were absolutely fantastic. They were a better organized side, put the ball behind, put men behind the ball, and you know, give that City team a game. They did, and you know, they totally deserved the win, I think. And you know, I remember watching the game, and I tuned in for it, and 27 seconds it took for Manchester City to score again with that Kun Aguero goal, and I was like, this is it. So I just tuned into Manchester United versus Burnley game. So, you know, I thought City were just gonna run away with it at that point on. So, you know, I switched my channel and I tuned into Manchester United versus Burnley game. And because I was rather hopeful that, you know, even though I wouldn't have a good day yesterday with City winning, I would at least be able to see it, you know, as a Liverpool fan, that Manchester United would, you know, kind of slip against Burnley too. But, you know, and that did happen. That did happen. And you know what? My birthday was last week, and, you know, up until yesterday, I thought, you know, with the City result and with Manchester United dropping points at home against Burnley in that 2-2 result, I thought it was the best birthday present ever, really. I mean, going back over to the Manchester City game, enough about me, nobody cares. I really think that sometimes, because City, you know, they play a possession-based football. And sometimes when you're too comfortable on the ball, right, you just think like, you know what, this is a rather walk in the park, so we're just going to take it easy. We're going to move the ball around. We're not going to. And there was this point in the game, and this makes me rather mad, right? And some of the pundits around the world, they covered this as well. But Leroy Sané, he had a wonderful opportunity. I think it was in the first half. I can't remember, but he had a wonderful opportunity. He had the goalkeeper beaten, but what he does, he tries to walk it into the net instead of, you know, just taking a shot on me. And that didn't happen. And, you know, City were in cruise control in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, they're the, you know, they only have themselves to blame because they did not take their chances. And, you know, in order to win the Premier League title, right, you have to turn up week in and week out. If you don't turn on a week, I mean, I understand sometimes, you know, results, they don't go, or decisions, they don't go on your way. But if you don't turn up, right, if you don't put your game rather high up in that Champions level, then it's difficult. It's difficult to win any sort of title, any sort of league title, with that sort of mentality. And City, they were they were very comfortable on the ball, and so they thought, you know, this is a walk in the park, and they kind of, you know, lowered their gear a little bit. And Newcastle United, full credit to them, they took, you know, full advantage of that, and, you know, gave City a wonderful game on the second half. They were a better organized side. They had men behind the ball, right? City They, it was nervous moments, especially at the end of the game, but never really quite caused them that much problems, City. So, it was a great performance from Newcastle United, and Rafa Benitez doing a massive favor for all the Liverpool faithfuls. Manchester United were the second story from yesterday. They drew at home against Burnley. And you know what? Manchester United, I'm not going to say they didn't have their chances, but they were so poor in the final third. And, sometimes I've given, full credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics ever since he came in. And this time, I'm not gonna take a step back and, not criticize him, because, Rashford is your main striker, right? And when he came in, when there were questions about, okay, who's going to play down the middle, you told the media and, everybody else that Rashford is going to play down the middle, and you're going to use him as a target man. Then why not in this game, right? You're in a 9 wins. You have the chance to win games 9 times ever since you came in. 9 times. I don't think there's any Manchester United manager who has done that in the past. Okay? But you come in and you have a chance to make it 9 wins in a row, and you don't capitalize that. You go back to your tactics and you try and change things, and if you try and be too clever, right, it's gonna haunt back at you, and it's gonna bite you in the backside. That's basically what's gonna happen. So, questionable tactics from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So that was, and another result from yesterday, I think it was Fulham. They played against Brighton Hove Albion, and Glenn Murray scored 2 goals in the first half. And, massive credit to Claudio Ranieri, who, in halftime, I'm pretty sure he let his players know what he felt about the game. And, they had a massive response in the second half when they scored 4 more goals to come back at Brighton and beat them 4-2. So, it was a great result for Fulham. I don't think they're still safe yet, but with this result, they can take some motivation and, go on to see if they can get themselves out of the relegation zone. Nothing much to talk about from yesterday. I want to get over to the results from today. And, massively disappointed as a Liverpool fan, because City slipped, right? And we have been so consistent over the course of the season, and games we felt like we should have drawn, we have won. 1-0 against Huddersfield, 1-0 against Brighton, 1-0 against other teams as well. And we have been so consistent, especially defensively. And you come into this Leicester City game, and I know there's pressure because, ever since that blip that City had yesterday, everybody's been talking about, oh, Liverpool are going to win against Leicester City at home. There's no chance that, Leicester won't get a result over there at Anfield. And they're going to go 7 points clear of Manchester City from that point on. And, I think that pressure just got to them. And that's the inexperience that we talk about, from a non-title winning side in Liverpool. Because Manchester City, they've, the players, they've been there, they've done that. And I'm pretty sure that Guardiola, he's gonna take some motivation out of this result. Now, don't get me wrong, Liverpool, they started the week 4 points clear of Manchester City, and they're 5 points clear now. So, it's still a good lead, but it would have been 7 points clear, if they would have lost 2 games, Liverpool, coming at the end of May, they would still have chance. They would still be in the front seat of winning the title, but that did not happen today. And it was a really poor performance. And credit to Leicester. I mean, they went at it. They were really professional about their jobs. They did not let a clear-cut opportunity for Liverpool. Yeah, they were very unlucky with that scramble that they had in the second half. And this is the other thing, right? Game management. And I've always talked about, you know, how Liverpool, this is the difference between a title-winning side or not. Game management. Ricardo Pereira, I think it was Ricardo Pereira, who at the end of the first half, he runs down that right-hand channel. He's going nowhere. Andy Robertson, who has been so great, so awesome throughout the course of the season, right, tackles him and gives away a cheap free kick. I mean, he's going nowhere, guys, right? And that's a stupid foul, absolutely stupid foul, yeah? And, you know, Liverpool, they push up on that second ball, that Leicester City win on that free kick. And, you know, Harry Maguire with a wonderful finish, take nothing away from that, you know, is able to level things up. So, you know, things to think about, because against Crystal Palace, we, you know, we lost 3 goals still. We ended up winning that game, so I won't complain much, but we still lost 3 goals, you know. And I thought, like, maybe, yeah, you know, you can't always be perfect, right, in the course of the season. Of course, you're going to have your blip, but, you know, it's a major concern, especially defensively today. You know, they were kind of unlucky. Alisson, you know, he put his 2 feet out, but I didn't even know if he knew much about what was going on around him. Of course, the big talking point, and we got screwed over too, by the way. Cato should have had a penalty. I don't know how. You go back to the highlights, you look at the referee's positioning. I don't know how he does not give that as a penalty. That should have been a penalty. Also, Harry Maguire should have been sent off. Now, people might argue it's not a clear-cut goal scoring opportunity. I mean, you kidding me? Mane runs past the defense line. All right, one of the most scariest, if not the most scariest player, filled with pace. Okay, he just runs past Maguire and he just trips him. How is that not a red card? Somebody please explain it to me. All right. And some of the officiating, you know, it was just out and out shocking. Absolutely shocking today. So, you know, frustrating, absolutely frustrating night for Liverpool. But hey, I mean, you know, before this season even started, we didn't say it was going to be easy for Liverpool. Yeah. Maybe this is you know what? This is the perfect time for Liverpool to have a blip, because Manchester City are experiencing that blip as well. Okay, and we still have the 5-point gap. It could have been worse. We could have lost the game. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So I will just take that as a point gain, and I think, you know, every other Liverpool supporter should be disappointed, but, you know, take it as point gain. I mean, you know, what if Manchester City had won yesterday, and, you know, we just drew today? That would have been like just 2 points clear. So we're still, you know, in the driving seat with the Premier League leaders. We can, you know, Klopp can go back to his players and rethink his tactics. And, you know, we're also missing a lot of players. You still have to recognize that. I mean, Jordan Henderson played as a right back. So, you know, Trent is in the process of coming back. Joe Gomez is coming back. Ox, you know, we heard that great news that he might be back at the end of February, or, you know, start of March. So, you know, positive, just think positively, Liverpool fans. Let's see, Chelsea. Oh my gosh, where do I start? Do you know what? And I apologize for not posting any videos before, but I really wanted to talk about this sorry nonsense. Yeah. He talked about, I think it was a couple of weeks back, he talked about he was not able to motivate his players. Are you serious, mate? I mean, come on, mate. What the hell do Chelsea board and Roman Abramovich pay you for? Your first job, you can ask any coach, any manager around the world, doesn't matter if he speaks Chinese or Italian or French or whatever, right? You can ask any coach, okay, what is your first job of being the manager? And that is motivating your players. You can't even motivate your players, and these players are already motivated, okay? I looked over the stats, and I think there was 25 or 26 title winners in that Chelsea dressing room. And you're telling me that these group of players can't be motivated? Mate, you gotta go back, and you gotta, you know, rethink over your man management skills, because this ain't cutting it. And when you call, you know, players like Hazard out, right? When you call, actually, you know what? When you call the whole team out, including your coaching staff, which he did today, there's only going to be one winner, right? And that's the team itself. That's not you. And we've seen over the course of the years, we've seen, you know, when managers, when they go over and when they take a, you know, when they have a go at their players or their coaches or their, you know, the club itself or the fans, you know, they end up getting sacked. And I think, you know, if this continues on, I don't know if Sarri's going to last in Chelsea, because he talks about Jorginho being his best player. Where's the performance? I mean, the teams around in the Premier League, they've figured out that everything moves around this Jorginho guy. He can't run, okay? He's not physical enough. He does sideways passing, yeah? He doesn't intercept through passing lanes. He's not that technical on the ball. How is he your best player? And, you know, watching back at it, was a disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful performance from Chelsea against Bournemouth today. I know you're away from home, right? And you get your main man Higuain so that Hazard can, you know, come back to his regular left-hand side and, you know, cut back inside and make things happen. Where's that? We saw none of that today. And Higuain, he got substituted today. I understand you won 2 cup games, but that doesn't cut it. You got to show it on the big stage, like in the Premier League. Now, take nothing away. Bournemouth was absolutely fantastic. I think every neutral fan around the world loves that Brooks guy from Bournemouth, because he was terrific today. You know, but Chelsea, I mean, the performance, mate, the performance was absolutely disgraceful. And sorry, he needs to think over his man management skills, and he needs to also think over his tactics. I don't see any sort of sorry ball. I don't know what sorry ball is. Never seen it. Okay, ever since he's come in here. Yeah, maybe they were in, you know, they had a course of games where they won, but, you know, ever since that loss against Tottenham away at Wembley, they got figured out. And teams, like I said, teams, they sit around. Managers, they sit around and they talk with their coaching staff, and they come up with a tactic that, you know, how do we take this team down? And Chelsea have been figured out. He's not flexible with his formation either. So enough talking from me, guys. You know, those were the key moments that I wanted to highlight on. Leave the comments below. Tell me how you what you think about this, and you know, do me a massive favor and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys probably the end of next week to reflect on other results. So peace out, guys.